Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. Oh, the Illblurmatic. Welcome back to Illblurmatic. In today's video is how I know that Kendrick Lamar is dropping a new debut album. Hints and clues. So the first thing that's on the list is Dr. Dre confirming that this is definitely going to be an album dropping this year with Kendrick Lamar. So definitely interesting in seeing this. Dr. Dre confirmed it. He mentioned it's going to be Aftermath takeover for the label. So meaning that Aftermath will drop multiple releases for not just Kendrick, also other artists on Aftermath. So that's good to hear that that is the first piece of information I know so far. Next piece of information. The next piece of information literally is that Kendrick had leaked snippets of songs that dropped last week on Thursday around the time of the anniversary of Good Kid, Mad City. Good Kid, Mad City's been out for a while. It aged as his first mainstream debut album. You know what I'm saying? Signed to Aftermath at the time. Because we have to remember Kendrick's first physical, well, not necessarily physical, first official debut album before Good Kid was Session 80. But Session 80 was strictly under Top Dog Entertainment. But yes, snippets have leaked. Now, here's the thing with snippets. Do snippets really mean that the album's dropping soon? Yes and no. But the thing is, with the snippets, do that mean they're going to make the album? Maybe. Maybe not. You know, so that's the other thing with this. That pretty much this is going to be interesting. So, yes, snippets did leak. It's also the week when he dropped Good Kid, Mad City. And it's just good. It's good to see him back in the music game, you know what I'm saying, as an artist, you know. That's very interesting. The next piece of information is that Kendrick registered 32 songs to the American Authors, Poets, and Publishers Association. And 32 songs is a lot for artists. Literally, let's be honest, 32 songs is a lot. So it's definitely out there. And like I said, I can't wait to see what he does. If we're gonna get a double album, could we get a Kendrick double album? I've always thought that he could be one of those artists that could put out a double or a triple album because of the type of content he puts out and just how he kind of meshes things well together to make albums. Like Kendrick makes very thematic albums, and I would definitely be like interested to see if he would drop a double album or a triple album. And like I said, anything is possible, you know what I'm saying? He's been gone from the music for a while. That is the other thing that I do know. The next thing I would like to say is that he was featured on his cousin's, Baby Keem's debut album on the hit single Family Ties. Talk about got new flows coming. Be patient, brother. Meaning that he's been working on a new album. That's exactly what it sounds like to me. Like he gave us a feature. And it was good to see him with a feature. I mean, was it his best feature? There were some things I liked about the feature that he did with Baby Keem. Nah, it wasn't bad. There were some parts I liked about it. There were some things I didn't necessarily care for, but hey, you know, but it's good to see that he's back on, you know, like I said, featured on his cousin's album, Melodic Blues. And that's interesting. The next piece of information that I know Kendrick's dropping a debut album, he changed his Spotify picture last week. And that's been the thing. They say usually when artists change their Spotify picture on their Spotify page, that their album is coming. This album is coming very soon. And it's very interesting to hear that's how that operates with Spotify. So I guess like if your favorite artist, like say for example, like they mentioned J. Cole and Drake, that's what they do. Seems like Kendrick's in the same way of doing it. Like, hey, if he's dropping an album, he's changing the picture. And maybe that's just their formula to let people know, like, hey, new music's on the way, by the way, which is very interesting. The next piece of information is the very most interesting piece of information. Kendrick is going to be a part of a tour or a concert, I believe, or, you know, not even tour, concert, festival. He's a part of a festival, and usually when artists are a part of a festival, they're not going to want to always play their old songs. So there's definitely some, that's definitely a must that he's probably dropping a new album soon. Because he performs, most of his music, and literally, the only thing he doesn't perform is To Pimp a Butterfly. And I guess I can understand why. It's one of those albums that I don't think people want to hear at a festival. You know what I'm saying? I mean, people still enjoy the album, but it's not that type of album where they can, that type of thing. It was just an experience and just something that kind of controversial, you know what I'm saying, to some degree. But I don't think it's something that he would want to perform. So, of course, he's probably making new material as we speak. The next piece of information is definitely interesting, too, by the way. Apparently, this final Kendrick TDE album will be produced by Kendrick Lamar. Yes, I was like, yo, I really like that Kendrick is getting on the production side of things. I think that's a good look. You know what I'm saying? I wonder if he worked with Soundwave. You know what I'm saying, Missed by Ali, you know what I'm saying, the producers of TDE, and just tried to build his own personal sound. I mean, and that's a good thing. I can honestly say I really like that he's going to produce this album himself, you know what I'm saying? So he's going to be not just a rapper, he's going to do the producing thing too. And I think that's good. We'll get a chance to see what he does with beats and how he does things musically and sonically as an artist. So I'm definitely like geeked for this. I'm like, okay, Kendrick, I see you. You're really stepping out your comfort zone. You know, Kendrick usually is just lyrical, you know what I'm saying? But producing is definitely good. I know he writes for other people too as well. So that, it's good to see that he's, stepping out and trying something very new and interesting, and not just sticking as the rapper and not producer. Because sometimes rapper producers are really decent. I mean, J. Cole, one of his peers, rapper producer. Sometimes those combinations really work. So that's the other thing that I do know. Also, there's a picture that Kendrick's in New York. So there's a picture of him. I don't know if it's still out on the net or not. But there's a picture of him out in New York. So Kendrick's back in album mode. So let's get right to it. So thanks for supporting. Thanks for rocking with me. But let's talk about this. When do you think Kendrick's album gonna drop? I think Kendrick's gonna drop maybe. This is just a maybe. If we saw those snippets last week, there's a possibility, because I remember when Damn came out, that album, the snippets after that came out, the album came out like the week after. So maybe Kendrick may be dropping this coming week, literally for the album on a Friday. If not, I just got a feeling November. You know what I'm saying? Before that festival comes along, I think he's going to drop the debut album. Or do you think he's going to wait and drop the album in December? And are you excited to see new music from Kendrick Lamar? Honestly, I think it's a good look. I learned some things doing this content, but thanks for watching. Thanks for rocking with me, guys. And until next time, have a great day. I'm out.